Hi, it's Patrik from Intensive Care at Home, where we provide tailor-made solutions for long-term ventilated adults and children with tracheostomies, and where we also provide tailor-made solutions for hospitals and intensive care units, whilst providing quality services for long-term ventilated patients and medically complex patients at home, including home TPN. In last week's blog, I talked about can my mother be weaned off the ventilator and tracheostomy at home? And I was talking about that on a YouTube live stream. You should check out my YouTube channel for live streams and updates for families in intensive care and for intensive care at home, where you can find more information there. You can check out last week's blog post and YouTube video by clicking on the link below this video. In today's blog post, I want to answer a question from one of our clients. And the question today is, can your service, Intensive Care at Home, continue the weaning process of getting my brother off the ventilator? So Valerie writes, "Hi Patrick, my 58-year-old brother has been in intensive care for 6 months now. Initially he went into RCU with a community-acquired pneumonia. He ended up ventilated. Couldn't be weaned off the ventilator initially because he had recurring pleural effusions and he ended up with recurring chest drains. Now that it's still ongoing to this very day because he couldn't come off the ventilator, he had a tracheostomy after a few weeks in ICU, and now he's still struggling with a pleural effusion that prevents him from coming off the ventilator. Now, as I said, he's been in ICU now for 6 months. He has time off the ventilator now for about 8 hours a day. He's getting mobilized every day sitting in a chair. He's definitely making progress, but there still seems to be a psychological dependency for him to get off the ventilator, and he therefore is very depressed, and we just don't think that in the ICU he can make any further progress. Now my question is, can your service, Intensive Care at Home, take him home, continue the weaning process at home? Can he go home with the chest drains? Those are the questions that I have and are burning inside of me. Who would be paying for it? We are in Sydney, Australia. Thank you so much, from Valerie. Hi Valerie, thank you so much for your question, and it ties right in with a live stream that I did on YouTube last week where I was talking about can my mum be weaned off the ventilator and the tracheostomy at home instead of ICU, and it ties right in with that. And I do believe your brother is the perfect candidate for going home on a ventilator with the tracheostomy because he's been in ICU for so long. He's now slowly making progress. Can he go home with a chest drain? Yes, I think he can go home with a chest drain. We could potentially remove the chest drain at home. We could also then do a follow-up with a chest x-ray at home. There are x-ray services at home now, so that's all doable. In terms of who will be paying for it, well, the people who will be paying for it are the NDIS, the National Disability Insurance Scheme. Your brother is less than 65 years of age and he can go home with the NDIS. The NDIS will be paying for it. We also provide specialist support coordination here at Intensive Care at Home, and we can help you arrange that with our specialist support coordinator and with the NDIS. I hope that helps. Next steps for you is to contact me on one of the numbers on the top of our website, but this is definitely right up our alley. Your brother can definitely go home with our service, Intensive Care at Home. It creates a win-win situation. It frees up an in-demand ICU bed. It gives you what you and your family wants because you want him at home. It saves the hospital money and it frees up the in-demand ICU bed. It's a win-win situation overall for everyone. Now, if you have a loved one in intensive care and you want to go home with our service, Intensive Care at Home, and if you want to find out how to get funding for our service and how it all works, please contact us on one of the numbers on the top of our website, or send me an email to info@intensivecareathome.com. That's info@intensivecareathome.com. Also have a look at our case studies. There we highlight more about what we can do for our clients and how we can help you and how can our clients live at home with a ventilator and tracheostomies. And you can look at our case studies as well at our service section. And if you are at home already and you need support for your critically ill loved one at home and you have insufficient support or insufficient funding, please contact us as well. We can help you with all of the above. And if you are an intensive care nurse or a pediatric intensive care nurse with a minimum of 2 years ICU or pediatric ICU experience, and you ideally have a critical care certificate, please contact us as well. Check out our careers section on our website. We are currently hiring ICU and pediatric ICU nurses for clients in the Melbourne metropolitan area. in the northern suburbs in Sunbury, on the Mornington Peninsula in Bitterne, Frankston, Patterson Lakes, South Gippsland, Warragul, Druin, Trafalgar, Moe and Tryda, as well as in Wollongong in New South Wales and in Brisbane in Queensland. We are an NDIS, TAC and DVA approved community service provider in Australia. Have a look at our range of full service provisions. Thank you for watching this video and thank you for tuning into this week's blog. This is Patrik Hutzel from Intensive Care at Home, and I will talk to you in a few days.